girls. Welcome to the Girl Voice Network. I am Auntie Jennifer, your host, as usual. It is usually a pleasure to get to hear from you. As I usually say, the Girl Voice Network is a platform raised for you, my dear girl, out there, to raise your voice. What is happening? Tell us what you are passing through. Actually, I always say that, do you want a shoulder to cry on? Do you have somebody you want to share your secret with? To share a secret secretly? This is Auntie Jennifer. Talk to me, because I believe that once we raise these voices together, once we have somebody to talk to, most of the problems that are facing us will become normal and we shall move. The Girl Voice Network, our biggest aim is to let you, my dear girls, navigate through teenage life. You must succeed at whatever cost. I want to hear my girls finish A level, God helping, finish university, do any other good course. You have to fight. Actually, like I usually say, I called on to people to share their ideas. I got a letter from this lady who decided to remain anonymous. She wanted to share with us her experience as a teenage. And I believe that this letter will have some impact to some girl out there. Let's read this letter and then you get something out of it. I pray that you not become a victim like she did. Because really, like I usually say, teenage life is like flowing on a lake with the raised storm. If you are not keen enough and if you are not careful, my dear girl, I'm worried. You may drown. And usually the consequences are so high. There is nothing to rush. They are just 6 years at secondary school. You can finish those years. There's no reason why you drop out at senior 3, senior 4, senior 5, senior 1. No, you can wait. Finish your S4, finish your S6. Whatever happens after that, God is aware of how your life will be great, but at least pass through the teenage life successfully. Now, this is the letter I'm going to share with you, and I'm reading. Auntie Jennifer, I'm glad to hear you created this platform for the girls to share their experiences. I will reserve my name. It's okay. I am now an established lady in my late 30s. When I heard about the Girl Voice Network, I was convicted to share my story, maybe to save a soul out there. During my teenage, I was a kind of a girl who would influence others into unspeakable actions. You hear that, girls? Unspeakable actions. They are there. Those people, we have them. Now, are you part of that group? And you, group leader, are you really know what you're taking on? I had a group I was linked to, and I was the advisor for girls who wanted to abort. Wow. During those days, there at Old Mulago, there were many houses for nurses who were specialists in abortion, and whoever got pregnant among the girls in my group, I would advise them to do abortion, and I knew where to take them. There are also those girls, even in your generation now. They know who should do this. But why there? Why risk? Let's take on the later. And most of the abortions were successful, except for 2. The girls died during the process. But that did not stop me from coordinating them to the herbalists. Wow. Unfortunately, it was my time to face the rhythm of the night. I got pregnant when I was 15 years. 15. She was pregnant. Now let's hear her story. I felt unusual happenings in me and I didn't know what was happening. I decided to visit the specialist. It is herbalist. For help, I visited a physician I knew who was a specialist in the field. For I knew the herbalist had consequences, though I advised the girls to go there. Can you imagine, girls? She knew the herbalist had consequences, but she would have the courage to advise other girls to go, but not herself. Let's hear the story. For she feared for her life. When they carried out the scan, I was told I was 3 months pregnant. Gracious, I was not ready to carry a baby. You see, you don't want to carry babies, but you go where babies come from. Girls, you know what you're entering into. I feared what to tell my mother. She was a very tough woman. I agreed with the doctor that I wanted to terminate the pregnancy, and we made an appointment. On the agreed date, when I went to the clinic, I was told the doctor got an emergency and was out of the country for special duties. I was advised to wait for him but I thought it would blame me. You see, now she's starting to panic. But during those days, we would tell her wait. She didn't think that waiting is worth. Now they are again telling her to wait, but she's running away. I consulted a friend who advised me to visit a herbalist who was better than those in Malago. You see, now she's consulting for a better. But when it comes to her friends, she would just say, you go. Girls, watch out who advises you to do what. On the day I visited her, I was surprised by the environment. She must have been a witch doctor as well. When I entered, she welcomed me inside. She gave me a white piece of cloth to sit on. She told me to pay 20,000 shillings and then told me to repeat these words after her. Dear gods, I'm sorry. I have to terminate a life. You hear the player she's saying. Dear gods, I'm sorry I have to terminate her life. It is really inevitable. She was very humbled playing. She then gave me a few things to spread on my body and then told me to lie on my back. That is the herbalist. She did whatever she wanted, and after she told me to dress and go home happily, for the gods had accepted my wish. The gods were accepting her wish to abort. Baby. I was one of the happiest at the moment because I surely wanted to terminate the pregnancy. That night, I got serious bleeding and it was unusual thickness. And I could imagine now that the hand was off. Oh my God. She was bleeding and now the hand was off. Next time, the leg was off. I was indeed very excited. She's excited to terminate the pregnancy, caring less about her future. All she thought that the life was today and with this termination of the pregnancy. But girls, there's life after high school. I mean, you are to live the 30, 40 years. Do you mind about those other years? If you are so much caring about, this one is happy to see now the hand is off, the leg is off, those very funny. Uh, Little did I know that it was the beginning of doom. After a month, I realized that something was still moving in my body. I went to the scan and I was told I was 5 months pregnant. I could not believe this because I had surely experienced abnormalities in my breedings. I went straight to the woman and told her the news. She must have smelt a rat. She just handed me the money I gave to her. That was the 20,000, remember? And she told me never ever to come back to her place. She was not the kind who would fail except when the gods were not happy. She never gave me time to explain, and I had to leave. It was at this time that I started getting scared. All along, she thought that life was okay and whatever she was doing was fine. But now she's getting scared. I could not imagine what was in my stomach anymore after the serious bleeding. Remember, she said the arm is off, the leg is off. Now she can't imagine what is in her stomach. I tried another herbalist, but in vain until I gave up. I told my boyfriend, who was 25 years then and working, that I would not continue with the abortion. He agreed and secured me a house to stay. I told my sister what was happening, and later my mother knew after 2 months without attending school. It was too late for her to react negatively. She feared the mom, but through the process, the mom could not react because she ran away. By the time the mom got to know, it was too late. With God's mercy, I produced a bouncing baby boy. Thank God for that. After giving birth, I started life again and became a successful business lady. My son is now 15 years, but since then, I have tried getting another child, but in vain. You hear that, girls? The boy is 15 years. But this lady now, in her late 30s, she tried getting another baby, but in vain. I get endless questions in my mind every single day and could imagine what would happen if the abortion was successful. She is thinking of what happened the 15 years back in her life, throughout her life, what would happen. In fact, she would die a barren woman. Because if this baby was aborted, definitely she wouldn't be having another baby. She is looking for another boy, no baby. So my girls, This is the experience she wishes you shouldn't dare. You can't imagine what your future holds. Because now, being a successful woman, she would be a mother to many. But now she's looking for a baby. God forbid the baby is no more. And this is how she ends. Dear girls, let us not take life for granted. Thank you. Thank you for saying this. You cannot predict the future. If possible, avoid the mistakes we did as teenagers for a better future. And she said, be blessed. Thank you so much for this letter. And remember, girls, at the Girl Voice Network, we say our hashtag is let me be a girl. Just be a girl, at least for the 6 years at secondary school. And maybe God knows what will happen, but please avoid the mistakes that people do. These things are very real, and they happen even within your area, within your schools. We can avoid this. I remain yours, Auntie Jennifer, and this is the Girl Voice Network. God bless you.